As an avid reader, having a Kindle has been a game changer. The power to have thousands of books on your bag and being able to read any time of the day or night, anyone who loves reading, they know it's a paradise. So, I wanted to understand how this amazing invention came to be. Kindle first launched in 2007, November 19, but it was conceptualized way ahead. The idea started in early 2004, and by early 2007, the team already had a working prototype. Bezos would call the team to an unsolicited location where they would each read books in their Kindle prototype and then gather around to share experiences to improve it further. Let's get a deeper dive into how Kindle came to light. In fall of 2003, when Apple made it big with iPods and Amazon had just made their first profitable quarter, Steve Jobs called Jeff Bezos, Colin Breyer, and some other influential people for a sushi dinner, where he demoed Apple's first Windows app. It was iTunes. With the demo, Jobs took a dip at Bezos, saying CDs and cassettes, which Amazon was selling a lot at the time, would disappear since everything was going digital. Now, fast forward to early 2004, Bezos made Steve Carell the lead of company's digital business. He made sure that the physical media retail management, which by now Amazon was perfecting at, should be completely separate from their digital media. Carell, who was the VP of Media Retail, overseeing sales of books, music, video, and more, would now be looking at the digital media business, which consisted of an ebooks team of roughly 5 people and no real prospects of growth. However, Bezos was making a wise decision here. He wasn't focused on what to build, rather on who and how, and he knew Carell would be the perfect leader for this team. Since Amazon was already working with music, books, and videos, something along these lines seemed the best to bring in a disruptive technology. But Bezos was already clear. He did not want Amazon to be a follower of iTunes or iPods. He wanted Amazon to be the inventor of this disruptive technology. So music was out of the picture. With video, mind it was 2004, so video had not gone digital yet, which seemed like an opportunity, but the barriers were just too high. With no fast internet to stream the video files and the legalities of the studios, it was a lot of work. Books were still the single largest category at Amazon. Also, although there were some companies working with ebooks, the business was still small, and most importantly, there was no good way to read books. PC was an option, but we all know what its experience is. Comment down below someone who has read the whole Harry Potter novels in a PC. So this started the market research. Customers wanted something equivalent to iPods for books. Beginning with this concept, they moved forward in the timeline. In September 2004, they hired Greg Zerr, who had been a VP of hardware engineering at Palm Computing and Apple. A separate office was set up for him in Silicon Valley, not Seattle, so that Amazon could tap into the talent pool. Simultaneously, an engineering team was being formed in the Seattle office as well. Then, in April 2005, Amazon acquired MobiPocket. MobiPocket was a small company based in France that had built a software application for viewing and reading books on PCs and mobile devices. The .mobi file that Kindle used to support, it came from this acquisition. Moving on, by identifying their product core, they were able to stay focused on the product. A single-purpose device only meant for book lovers to dive into books, not a multi-purpose device with distractions. Accessibility of books without the need of a cable or computer download to access books the readers want to read. The first ever Kindle launched 3.5 years later, 2 years longer than Carell had initially promised, and with a whole lot of people involved. In November 19, Kindle became the first ebook reader with 90,000 books available for purchase. It was $399 and it sold out in less than 6 hours. But does the story end here? We all know, of course not. In their first launch, they gave users a way to send them feedback. Gazelle and the team would personally look into those feedback, which later birthed Kindle 2 in 2009. Kindle 2 incorporated a lot of users' feedback, a sleeker design, 25% longer battery life, faster page turns, memory expansion of up to 2 GB, read to me feature, and 230,000 books. By 2012, Kindle had been the world's best-selling e-reader for 5 years straight. The fifth iteration of Kindle, also known as the Kindle Bezos always wanted to build, Paperwhite was launched, which, even in 2024, is the best-selling Kindle. Even now, the product has been getting a new look, a lighter build, and qualities that one can only imagine. Throughout the years, Kindle has evolved and become better for people everywhere around the world. With access to over thousands of books, as of 2022, Kindle has sold over 90 million units with over 30 million active users in the US alone. As someone working in product, let's look into the key takeaways. Number 1. Identify the value chain. Amazon was already working with books. Although they were physical, they knew the supply chain by being on the middle of everything. Through Kindle, they were no longer the ones in the middle, but in everywhere. So, if you're trying to reinvent a wheel, identify what you already have and start with it. It will make your initial step a bit easier. Working backwards. Had Amazon thought they were an e-commerce, not a hardware company, the world would have missed out on a big invention. They identified what the customers needed and then started gathering the resources. Most times in product management, you ought to think out of the box. Number 3, a simple yet critical takeaway. Your estimated time and resources means nothing. Humans are biased creatures and usually we tend to overestimate ourselves. As a leader, we must be flexible to these estimates because those are just that. Number 4, make your product ever evolving. Launched in 2007, you know why even today Kindle is so popular even among the Gen Zs. Because it is evolving with new technologies and most importantly with its customers. Number 5, believe in the product you are working for. Bezos and the team were faced with multiple concerns and criticism when they were working on Kindle. It was not what they were used to doing, it was more costlier to the company and much more. But Bezos knew what disruption would look like. He believed in his team and his vision for the product. This case study was a very interesting take for me since I have been a fan of Kindle for a long time. Thank you for watching, and if you are interested in similar content, please like, share and subscribe.